It's a special time when you come all the way from Nantucket to join us.
I appreciate it. We're here for a good time, not for a long time.
We outside in the studio.
Never been inside. Well, the studio's always sick. It looks different. Feels bigger. It feels more active, more energy, more life, more souls are in the studio.
That's right. You know, it's been worked into.
Yes.
Considering you were the first guest in the new studio, it is. It's more lived in.
Facts. Damn.
Well, now we've got this well-crafted tool. We got to put it to work. You ready to start this episode?
LFG.
So I love that term, think tank. Think tank. I mean, you know what a think tank is? Like, how's a think tank go, Jim?
Yeah, you know they got cancel culture nowadays. You gotta watch what you say. It's getting real scary out here.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know if I can take the conversation here, but we might as well. It's the Rethink Tank. Looks like you had a little bit too much to think here in the Rethink Tank.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, and thanks for joining us again. I have a really great friend and an exciting episode in store for you. Just Another Day TV is going to be my guest today, and the fun of this is kind of like a Protect Our Parks. Just chop it up, have a glass with a friend, and are we going to solve many life issues today? Probably not, but at the very least, we're going to have a good time and take you with us on that ride. So, without further ado, let me bring in Ricardo Wright from Just Another Day TV. How you doing, my friend?
Living, as I say on the live stream, black, blessed, and highly favored. You know what I'm saying? We're outside as usual. You know what I mean? Never been inside. You might catch me next to your mom's. I'm outside. But hey, keep it PG-13.
That's right. That's right.
I have a fiance.
So, Ricky, to start it off, I wanted to introduce you. I was looking for viral topics that are of interest. Yeah. And one of the things that ChatGPT suggested, because that's kind of been a controlling theme for the series of podcast episodes we put out, they're just kind of steering the waters here. Did you ever encounter what has the colloquial term? It has been deemed sludge content. It's taken over YouTube Shorts. It's taken over Instagram Reels, but it's called sludge content. Predominantly, the sludge content is overstimulating split-screen videos combining unrelated visuals like gameplay, ASMR, and memes to hold the viewer's attention in almost a hypnotic way.
I never heard of it, and I never seen it. Like, how you reading it and describing it, I never seen a sludge content.
There's no way. I could guarantee you've seen it.
So, yeah, I love to see it and see, like, if I seen it and react, like, what my first thoughts of this type of content is or was.
Here.
Because sludge content, I think of, when you say sludge, I think of the trashest content you can put on the internet and just put another someone dancing and have a nice person cooking over here. If that's what sludge content is, guilty as charged. I have been watching videos of like radio show, like do call pranks, and they're talking in the back,
and there's a
their
thing
art
running,
just going.
Yes,
and sometimes I'm so intrigued by the art, I forget about the. Oh, sorry. Damn.
You're fine.
I'm gonna be hitting them bombs, but I be forgetting about the actual content that I'm listening to. That I read a title and I'm like, oh, mom found out they're sleeping with daughter, same man. Just saying. I never seen that. I'm just saying hypothetical.
So this is what we're talking about, where it's like the guy's giving some viral. It's a clip of a podcast. Smosh guy's talking to some other guy, and it's some mind rot video game going on in the bottom, or some ASMR or satisfying videos.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I never seen it with like games. I see it with literally, you know those artsy stuff they be doing, like scraping clay and like chopping up something, just keep, you know, like they keep the cuts keep going to keep your attention. Those are the ones, and it's like a radio show in the background, like Elvis something in the background doing the prank calls, and like, oh, checking up on the second date. So this person want to know why you didn't give them a call back and you ghost them on a date.
Right.
And it'd be like a man just chopping the perfect cucumber and laying it out. And you're like, how did he lay that out so well? And then you remember in your head like, oh, shoot. Let me rewind this and listen to this, what's going on. Because that's why I clicked it for the title. So I am guilty of that. I do see a lot of that, actually.
Well, and it's going to show how we have almost no attention span. That's really what it's capitalizing on. It's that we are so overstimulated with the swipe culture and how we consume content anymore. Just second you get bored, like attention is so hard to maintain because we get bored so easily. Part of the thing that's exacerbating that problem is a video like this where you are taking in two different you don't realize it because it's just mindless, like cutting a cucumber or running a game running over trains. But at some point, you are taking in that information alongside with the original video. And, you know, I didn't think it was a problem when I was in law school. And every time I had two TVs going. One time I was playing Fortnite, and the other one I was watching a show, a movie, whatever.
Guilty.
And now I really can barely take in movies as well as I used to because I'm not just sitting and watching them. I have to do something else.
What I tell you yesterday?
What's that?
I fall asleep every
That's
time.
That's crazy to me. Ricky
Because
literally said he falls asleep in every movie he's ever gone to.
I have nothing else to focus on. So I get what you're exactly saying in the sense, like, if I had my phone and an earbud in, like I do right now, for no reason, I always have it in. You guys ask me all weekend, always have it in. If I'm somewhere sitting, like if I'm at home watching a movie, I'm going to be listening to something else in my ears.
Fair.
I'm going to be multitasking. If the movie gets good enough, I will pause it.
I'll pause
I will
it.
pause.
I will come back to it.
I will
it.
shut off my YouTube and be engaged into the movie. But until I get captured, I'm not just gonna fully devote, because I am scarred by the like 2018s to 2022s of writers that was in Hollywood that just giving us the same content over and over and then see, that's my dog. And like keep giving us what their beliefs, forcing it in movies to make it more socially acceptable. That's where literally my love for movies went between 2018 and 2022, because it just felt repetitive, and you're forcing your beliefs on me. So my movie went down. We spoke about this numerous times about the Marvels and their pandering and that. I love Marvels. Like, I haven't honestly been back truthfully, but I try. But if it doesn't hit me instantly, I'm not going to continue doing it.
No, I feel that. So unpeeling the onion of sludge content a little bit further, this is the low-effort, low-quality, high-volume media that floods platforms like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels. It says a lot about our society. It's not about just what people consume. It's about why they consume it, who makes it, and what platforms reward. So taking on a bit of a breakdown of what it reflects and how we might address it, what sludge content says about our society firstly. Attention is currency. Platforms are optimized to keep users hooked. Sludge content, repetitive clips, reaction videos, AI voiceovers, lazy edits thrive because it's algorithm friendly. Our attention spans are shrinking, and sludge meets us at that point. We're distracted, bored, overstimulated. We also need to consider value has been replaced by volume. The quality of uploads matters more than their quality. So again, that consideration of quantity versus quality, our society is shifting away from making pure but rare versus just mass producing a whole lot of crap. Creators are incentivized to post constantly, leading to copy and paste content and low effort output. Engagement metrics, views, likes, time watched, reward addiction, not insight. And that's something we really struggle with here at the Rethink Tank more than anything. Creativity is bottlenecked by profit. Many sludge creators aren't trying to say anything. They're trying to get paid. The lowest effort with the highest chance of going viral is the winning formula. Monetization has turned culture into a commodity factor. We have become comfortable with what's familiar. Sludge is easy to digest. People often consume it, and it's not because they love it, but because it's familiar, passive, frictionless. This reflects a desire to numb out, not to tune in. And how do we go about fixing something like this? Is that part two to the consideration here. And we need to change what we reward. Platforms respond to behavior. You need to watch less sludge. Support thoughtful creators. Share work with substance. Content that doesn't get attention dies off naturally, no matter what it is. So make media literacy the norm. Teach people, especially kids and teens, how algorithms work, how content is manipulated for views, and why some media is addictive. We also need to consider how awareness can create resistance. Support thoughtful creation. If you're a creator and you aim to make things that matter, even if they're a niche or slower to catch on, community-supported models like Patreon, newsletters, indie platforms give creators freedom to break out of the sludge loop. Hence, go join the Neuro Gym. We're waiting for you there. It's free. Also, we need to take control of your feed. Unfollow sludge channels. Use tools to block shorts or reels if you find them draining. Curate your input the same way you'd curate your diet. This is something we bring up more than anything, but when the creators and maintainers of these platforms don't themselves utilize them or allow their kids to utilize them because it's such a hijacking of your biology and an unfair capitalization on your neural network, take it from the people that are behind it and profiting on it. This is something that is unhealthy, just like Gushers and Twinkies. Not to say you can't have a Twinkie here and there, but when you make a lifestyle around Twinkies, boy, you got a problem. So we need to push for platform accountability in addition to this. Encourage transparency around algorithm choices. Demand features that help users set limits, slow down feeds, or prioritize meaningful content. And maybe push for all these algorithms, the platforms are behind a veil. So when people push for decentralized platforms, this is what they're calling upon. Make it so that it's an open algorithm for people to be able to manipulate and assist and make it a community-based type platform. So as far as final thoughts on this type of sludge content goes, it's not just a symptom of a bad taste. It's a signal, a social signal. It tells us people are overwhelmed, understimulated, and seeking easy dopamine. Fixing it means changing not only what we consume, but how we live, slowing down, paying attention, and demanding better, not just for ourselves, but from creators and from the systems that shape our online world. I throw a lot at you because I think on its surface, this seems like a minuscule brush off type of topic, but in the end, it's a microcosm of a larger problem, which is a reflection of where we're at socially and the road we're walking down.
All right. So you said something, I think it was number 4 when you went, and he was like, control your algorithm, control your content, right?
Yep.
That's the answer. Literally, that's the answer. Because I see them. I may click on them every 3 days, but that's not the majority of content I am consuming. If I want some cracks and giggles, I would like click on it because I know it's like literally my slush content is radio shows and they're having other stuff playing in the background. And it's just like either prank call or catching up on a date. Like, and I'm intrigued. And the way I see they get you, why I don't go down the rabbit hole as much, you get part one. You don't know when part one was posted. It's not like TikTok where you say just watch. You can click down to it. On YouTube, you have to go and try to find that video you just watched of part one and try to get part two. But part two is not after part one. They make it 3. So you're just down the rabbit hole of Sludge Content, just watching any animation, anything just going chop, as I keep saying, chopping the perfect cucumber, and the radio station going in the back. So you literally have to control your own algorithm and make the conscious decision like, yo, I don't need to click this. Let me go watch what I really want to watch. Because most of the time when you click it, it's because of scroll and you don't see anything. Like your person you watch, you don't see them or nothing new from them. But it makes you have to make a conscious decision like, I don't need to watch this right now. I'll keep scrolling.
I can appreciate the enthusiasm your point comes with, because that is kind of the final step. But I don't think it's the only step, right? So you were like, that's it right there. Control your content. Unfollow the channels. But I think there's a major step that comes right before that, and it's the most important one, which is education, right?
Yeah.
Making it socially common, that this awareness that this is just as unhealthy for you as McDonald's
and alcohol.
As alcohol.
Perfect example, because your parents is supposed to talk to you, teach you about alcohol, teach you the dangers. Too much is never good, and that's how parents now are supposed to be with the internet. You can't speak to anyone on the internet. It's not on the platforms. The platforms are going to do, as you said, to make maximum money and to keep your attention. No matter the quality might dive, but the quantity might rise, and they don't care. Longer you're on there, the better off for them. You skip 3, you get a commercial, cha-ching, they get paid. You go to the 4th. That's on the parent. That's on us now that sees this and know this to make the correction and not keep blaming the platforms, because we can't keep blaming alcohol for people having alcoholism, for keep crashing, for keep doing stupid things. Like, we're at that time now where we are aware of the problems, maybe not all the problem, but basic problems. Like, you can't have your kid at 3-year-old on a tablet just watching Shark do and keep scrolling on YouTube, because YouTube kids get off the rails. Like, any Roblox, get off the rails. Like, anything for kids, get off the rails. You really have to watch over them, guide them as they're.
It's funny that that's your point, that it requires further intervention, further oversight. You got to be even more conscious than we were in the past. And yet the parental base right now is the laziest it's ever been. They're just throwing an iPad in front of their kid and letting that do the raising, when at this moment in time, the parents need to be the most vigilant. I mean, if it wasn't for Zoom courses taking the schools into their living room, how much further could they have gotten away with the bullshit they were putting on kids? So you don't know what's going on behind your back if you're not watching these types of things. But here's what's funny. I just want to read this. Yeah. ChatGPT suggested I read this to you, Ricky. All right. For somebody that... Okay, one thing I do want to say is you compared it to alcohol. I think alcohol, food, it's one and the same. I draw upon food, one, because personally it relates, but even more so, think about like Super Size Me. Mm-hmm. Here's a guy that goes about and killing his body to prove to people that this is incredibly unhealthy. McDonald's still only increased in value. Didn't take a hit from this social push at all. So it's kind of like cigarettes, okay? It took lobbying for decades and millions of dollars and millions of financed ads and campaigns to prove to people, one, you became aware cigarettes are bad, but then you had to actually all right, fine, and then institute that in your lifestyle. It's still being sold. It's still being taken advantage of.
It's still going to be there.
It's still going to be there. So I think it's like one of those where we're at a point where people are like, yeah, we know it's bad, but we really haven't internalized the degree at which it is bad. Like, oh, it's much worse than you thought.
What do you always say? The masses are the asses.
That's it.
So you only can control, like, this is what I always tell people. You only can control what you can control in your life. Yes, we are on the podcast. We try to inform, not even educate, inform, give you awareness of what's going on. So, and most of it come from personal experience and what we've been through from different backgrounds and so therefore, like, we only can control what we control. So if you in your household is letting this happen for your household, just know that your higher chances of having a kid with lesser attention span growing up as an adult, you started it. We can't I don't like to play the blame game. Because I take ownership for everything. Anything that goes bad or good in my life, there is something I did to contribute to that. So I don't like playing the blame game or blame
I just want to say, I love you. And because of that, and the internet loves drama. So I just got to call you out. You look like this health secretary when this person is going to tell us what's healthy and not healthy. And the person looks like this. Why? Yes. Because you just opened your whole point up about how you consume this type of brain rot content. I'm sorry, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. The Drooble in the morning or whatever, where the dude calls people that had like a Tinder date and they never called them back, and we love the drop, but dude, that is no degrees further away from Jerry Springer or other. And I'm not saying we're not allowed to have that in our life, but with the hard-hitting, honest conversation we're having right now, if we're going to sit here and go, this stuff is bad, to walk away truly internalizing the depth at which it's bad, how is it being integrated in your life? So I asked ChatGPT how I could best give you this hard-hitting news. So this is really just ChatGPT socially guiding me in how to being a good friend. So here we go.
Hey, I get it. That kind of content is easy to fall into. It's fast, funny, always available. But if all you're feeding your brain is that kind of stuff, it's like eating only chips and sugar. Eventually, it messes with your focus, your patience, and how you think. And you gotta rethink this, Ricky. The algorithms don't care about your mental clarity. They care about keeping you scrolling. If you want more out of your life, your ideas, or your creativity, you've got to be intentional with what you take in. You don't have to cut brain rot out cold turkey, but balance it out with stuff that actually feeds you. You'll notice the difference.
Now, Ricky, ChatGPT warned me that if Ricky were
any further, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You can't consume it too much. Like, I will see and scroll past it because I know it's just crap. It's just another drama film. I'll just go to something else. But another brain rot is Cop's body cam. You know,
those things get me hard. But see, I think that's different.
I like that because I learn from people's mistakes.
I was about to say, I think that's more social education.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I would skip past it. I will literally make the effort to like not click this because it's literally just a picture of something that's like a food to bring you in, because I love food content. To bring you in, I'll click it and there's like, yeah, tender, as you said. I keep my balance, as y'all should as well.
That's right. Well, that just means if I catch you watching one of those videos, I'm calling yo ass out.
And I haven't watched one all weekend. Like I can't tell you the last time I've seen.
That's right. That's fair. I mean, I'll give you that. But ChatGPT warned me if I got some pushback from you that I needed to explain to you why it matters.
Yeah.
And it's because
what you consume becomes how you think. Facts. Because you can't build focus or depth if your brain is trained to
I've never even seen that. Flit, trained to flit every 7 seconds. That looks like a made-up word. Now ChatGPT is making up advice.
Because your time and attention are your life, and Sludge burns both for nothing. Both ends for nothing.
But as you can learn from me from this past weekend, my patience is there. I practice.
What are you trying to say? Who tested your patience?
Patience was tested. It's
Who?
life. You go through
Was it
life.
someone from the Rethink Tank?
No, never.
Someone within our Rethink Tank?
Never.
Tested your patience?
But see, this
Doug.
is what you said about making intentional decisions. Like, you have to make the decision, like, you know what it is. So if you're going to click on it, you're just going to rot your brain more. People have to take the onus on them. We make them aware. You name the facts, what's going on with sludge content. And if they took from that is trash and exit this video and go click a video of a sludge, you can't help those folks.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So people got to take ownership. People got to take ownership of, like, be more patient in your life with the people you like, people you respect, like, you know, people you appreciate, because quick response, quick flare-ups and stuff like that, and you bounce from here or there, you get angry here and don't remember why you got angry because your brain just keep moving so fast because of the content. Slow it down. You need to slow it down. And my brother is a good example. Like, I just try to tell my guy, like, one of the best quote I seen in, like, the past year was from Kawhi Leonard. And it wasn't like a direct quote. It was Pat Beverly talking. It's like telling a story about him and Kawhi. And Kawhi's like, Pat, why you always move so fast? Why you always move so fast? You don't see me, man? My own pace, just move slow-mo. Anytime you go fast, you make the wrong decision, something always happen. And that can apply to anything in life. Like, every time you rush, you're late or something, you more likely enhance a chance to get in an accident, make a wrong turn, chip your tire or something. So just move life, not slow as in get left behind, but slow like where you don't have to rush everything. Yeah, move at your pace. Make life come at you and you approach it instead of you running towards it and it passes you.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Sure. I mean, it's sound advice. So much of this is being conscious and intentional with your actions.
Nice.
And unfortunately, too many people, I mean, are just floating by and that's part of the problem too, is I appreciate the position you're coming at your point with, but at the same time, you don't want to be somebody that's just sitting around waiting for the world to happen to them. Like, just waiting for fortune to fall in your lap, because guess what? It never will. My whole philosophy since high school, kind of being the ringleader of my friends, there are PCs, so a social concept I've rejected. There are grunt workers. There are background players. There are, unseen people within systems like producers, whatever, that you don't see them, but all these roles, heavily important, just as influential as the people that are famous, that are celebrities, that have made a huge impact in our world. All of these roles are important. And if you just want to be a grunt worker, that we need those. And that's part of our life. But this life is, you either take it or it's going to be taken.
Facts. So
a philosophy I've had growing up, being the ringleader of all my friends, is if I don't do it, it never gets done. Yeah. And it isn't to say that, it might be done, but just not right. But that that's what you're
maybe done later when you needed it done earlier,
or it's done cheaper,
facts.
like weaker.
That is very true.
So it's one of those. Your cost benefit analysis needs to be a consideration of what can be delegated and not done to your perfect satisfactory level, and the things that can't be under satisfied that need to meet your standard. You have to do it. So you can't sit back and wait for the world to happen.
That's why I don't rely
on
people too much.
I
like doing stuff my own. I like to plan ahead to get ahead. I like to just, if I need help, I will ask for help, but I like to just figure shit out on my own and get into it instead of just sitting by. I'm like, all right, he's going to help me next week. Next week may be too long for me, so I'm going to try. You know what I mean? Like, I like to be proactive in that sense, yes.
So one of the things I wanted to bring up here, have you become aware of the new trend, the Gen Z stare?
No.
I mean, this is taking what we've been discussing.
Can I guess what it is?
Sure.
Do they just stare at you when you talk to them?
Pretty
like
much.
Stupid?
It's this like gaze where they're lost in the abyss, and it's kind of the symptom of all the maximizing all the characteristics that we've discussed in our society. So we're becoming distant, more antisocial. It's becoming more. We're losing our stoicism. We're becoming kind of like zombified. Yeah, exactly. So
because I see it. Yes, I do know the Gen Z scared, but I never know there's but yes, you say something to someone younger that is like literally 20 to 19, right? 18 to 20 right now, and just looking at you, and you're like, you got it? I'm like, yeah. They go and come back and be like, what did you mean? Or they go do what they thought. They were just, their mind was elsewhere. It's just gone. But their eye contact and everything, you think they hear you.
You think, you hope, you wish.
Never. No earbuds, nothing. I literally, I noticed this. No, and look, I train people, so when I say, ask me whatever you need. If you need me to repeat something 100 times, I will. I don't care. Just ask me. Once I'm training you for this 2 weeks, but if I train you something, you go ask me a month later, I'm very detailed. So I be pissed. I don't show it, but I be like, come on. And I seen that more and more and more. And they look at you and be like, yeah, I got it. They go downstairs, forgot. Come back. What did you say? And when you say it the second night, oh, yeah. Go ahead. I noticed that. In real life, noticed that.
So the Gen Z stare now becoming a developing like diagnosis, like it's an actual thing. It's a cultural phenomena, a meme, and low-key a generational attitude all rolled up into one. It's that blank, deadpan, almost lifeless facial expression often used by Gen Z in videos, selfies, and real-life interactions, especially in contrast to the over-the-top expressions from older generations online. You've probably seen it, the emotionless eyes, the neutral mouth, no smile, no cringe, just blank. Often paired with dry humor, absurdist captions, or hyper-ironic edits. It's basically the polar opposite of the wide-eyed, enthusiastic YouTube face that we're used to in millennial creators who are known for this. What it means culturally, the Gen Z stare is performative apathy, a mix of irony, detachment, and commentary on how overstimulating, fake, or chaotic the internet feels. And what does it reflect? It reflects irony. The authenticity of Gen Z often uses irony and absurdism to cope with serious topics. Anxiety, burnout, doom scrolling. The blank stare is like saying, I'm aware this is ridiculous, but I'm too fried to react. It also is pushing for a rejection of cringe culture. Exaggerating positivity or performative reactions are considered cringe. The stare is a way to stay cool, composed, and above it all, even when being ridiculous. It also brings about digital burnout vibes. It reflects a generation raised in overstimulation and internet chaos. The stare can say, I've seen too much. I also feel nothing. Control of the narrative is also a piece of this. It's a subtle way of keeping distance from whatever's going on by being visibly unbothered. It disarms viewers and flips the power dynamic. You're reacting to me. I'm not reacting to you. Examples in the TikTokers doing absurd dances or trends with totally dead eyes. YouTube commentary videos where the host stares blankly while chaos plays behind them. Memes captioned with me watching the world burn while expressionless. Even selfies, no smile, just a face. Is this just a meme? Part of a meme, part of a vibe, part of a defense mechanism. The Gen Z stare is both a joke and a reflection of real feelings. Detachment, overload, and a refusal to pretend everything's fine. And I think that's, we're not supposed to be feeling the weight of the whole world's problems all day, all the time.
What I tell you yesterday, I get local news feed from all over the country on YouTube. I just see something that's like 3 wounded and it doesn't say the place, and I'll click it like Las Vegas. I'm like, what am I doing in Vegas? I've never been on the West Coast, you know what I mean? And when you said like the positive vibe thing, is this where Jet 2 holiday, like chaos is going, but it's a positive sound?
Oh yeah, that's exactly it.
Wow. Wow. So I'm guilty of that part.
Oh, for sure.
I love the Jet 2 holidays ones. They be throwing hands, and it's just like
that was the most brilliant trend. Whoever in their marketing team developed that
was good.
Deserves an award because now any vacation tragedy is going to be tied to Jet 2
Jet 2 holiday.
Yeah, I mean that's brilliant for this company. At the same time, it's an understandable symptom of where we're at. Mm-hmm. These kids are living in a world where it's just hopeless, nothing but problems. The market is unlivable. We're being left with a dying planet and, a war-stricken political system that takes advantage of us, its people, and continues to want to take money. I totally understand why, you'd get that stare. Everything's fine, and you just start living, and it's just another Tuesday.
So people
volcanoes
less
and floods.
People giving less fucks.
Sure.
It's just.
I mean, I disagree with that too because that's how you get taken over.
Okay.
Like, no offense, but that's why
I'm asking. Do you think people are giving less?
Yes. Sorry, I misunderstood you. I thought you were being like, well, just give less.
Not us.
And I'm like,
no, not us.
Well, we need to be more proactive. But I agree.
Gen Z, the younger generation, they just give less.
I 100% believe that. Just because that's the perfect defense mechanism to being bombarded from every direction. No
hands in it. I didn't vote for it. I see. Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
What I'd like to be curious about is, as somebody that you vlog, you make podcasts, you have different avenues at which you kind of involve yourself in this landscape. How do you feel, beyond like the parents need to talk to the kids? Yes, but when our parents let us go to school, there's 8 to 10 hours a day where they have no control over it. Right. So like this isn't something that they're going to be able to totally control all the time. The kids can't escape it all the time and live in an echo chamber. So how do you go about being one of the youths in this world right now? Yeah.
One of the youth them of America. I'm going to tell you how you do it, all right? You have to make a conscious decision on your freaking own. Like, there's information out here for everyone. The only way to change is you changing. We can beat the nail in your head, the hammer in your neck, however the saying go. You can beat whatever down to it. You can bring the horse to the water. But you can, what? I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can bring the horse to the water, but you can show me how to fish.
I could give you a fish, or I could teach you how to fish it,
And you're teaching them how to fish. You're not even giving them the fish. You're literally articulating, telling steps by steps. There's not just you, but there's other articulating, telling people. There even little clips of saying they're doing this to you. They're watching your information. We saw it yesterday. Your location, our location is being given up. We don't know. And they will make the conscious decision to go take off their location, but wouldn't make the conscious decision to say, all right, maybe I don't need to watch this sludge content. Maybe I heard something bad about me, but I'm just going to click. That's on. There's a certain point. Maybe your kid isn't home. That's where I say it comes on to the parents because they don't have to have a phone. They may not be the cool kid, but in the long run, I think it will pay off. But it comes to the household. To stay connected is at a certain age. But when it's like high school, when you're after school, your parents be like, he's good, and you go make your own decisions and stuff like that. That's where I feel like you have to push it on those teens. Like, they see it, they watch it. They have to make the decisions themselves, honestly. There's every content out here to do and not to do. And there's only so much. Like, even if you had a seminar, 95% of them is not going to do it.
Yeah,
it's the 5%.
They're checked out. They're not listening.
So it's like, there's only so much. We're going to keep doing it, keep pushing the information.
But you don't want at the same time, 90% of DARE is ignored and it's cheesy and everything else. But I think even then, part of the education is exposure. Part of it is, I understand the goofy lion for DARE isn't going to convince you not to take a cigarette at the schoolyard.
Yeah.
But at least the first time you're being exposed to what a cigarette is in this controlled environment that is at least trying to educate you on its ramifications versus the cool kid that's under the slide that's like, yo,
so
have
where
a
does
cigarette.
the control environment come from?
Educate. Like, I would put it in schools. Like, I gotta be honest with you, in the back of my head, you've got me convinced. My $1 million idea is, I think I'm gonna create, AI can assist me in a major piece of this, is putting together a presentation that I can sell to schools and public speak, and just come in for an hour and just expose the kids to
the
things
shocking
like,
truth.
Yeah, like,
just
guys,
like they used to do, don't say no to strangers.
This is sludge content, and understand that it's hijacking your biology, and it's worse for you than a Twinkie. And I think that's how it is. It's not going to get them from stopping seeing it and stopping consuming it, but at least when they scroll upon it and they see this half and half video where it's cutting cucumbers, and they're like, oh, this is what they were talking about.
We had those awareness. I never did acid. I never did cocaine. I tried to do shroom, never worked out, but I never did anything that will make me really lose control, like with chemical, like, because I heard that stuff when you mentioned DARE earlier. I was like, that is it, because I was aware of these stuff. Like, within the past 5 years was the first time having a cigarette, the first time ever. But I used to smoke Black & Milds, which is worse than cigarette. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you pick up what your environment give you, and but you have to make the conscious decision to, like, you're either gonna stop it or not. The sludge content, I'm telling you, I just literally, if they just I'm giving y'all a tip. If y'all just switch y'all format, when y'all have part 1 to part 2, right back to back,
for what?
People will be hooked.
Part 1 to part 2 of what?
Like, the most sludge content I see is like storytelling or something is happening, but when you go to the page,
you have to
actually
go find another part 2,
and when you scroll to, like, you find the one and you be scrolling, because it's just not like TikTok where you say just watch. So you have to literally look at the date and go find it, because you're I like this story, I want to know what happens. You go, you find it, you go to the other one, it's a new story. So now you're down the rabbit hole. Yep. And after that is your story. And then you go, it's not the one that you heard after, it's another one. And that's how they keep you. But if
it's intentional, dude.
Exactly. So I made the decision, like, yo, if I scroll and I hear like, hey, this is Duran and we're calling you, I just go. Because sometimes I have time for it, but I don't like it over and over and over and over. It gets boring. It gets dried out real quick. It makes you feel unfulfilled, for real. Like you haven't learned nothing. You just been in someone's life, intruding in their shit when you have your own shit going on. That's and that's how I feel about like reality shows. You know, a lot of reality shows going to YouTube. I like watching some, but I can't sit there coming back every week like, yo, I gotta catch this episode. Drops at 9, like we used to be back in the day for Jersey Shore. Right. I can't do that anymore because I just know it's just. All right, they're gonna fight, yell about the same thing, and it's gonna be the same repetitive motto from reality shows as been created. They don't get sane people, normal people to be in reality shows. They get people that they know is narcissistic, that is gonna have a little edge on them, you know, just to get the ratings up, have something going, producers feed you here and here. So like shit like that. I used to love reality shows, but I got aware of it and got away from it. And that's what you're doing. You're informing, and that hopefully when someone hears the message, they can make the right decision. Because when you say, like, go in schools for an hour, like a DARE program, like, sludge content, and it can go so much more from just sludge content. You know what I mean? And, I think it's a great idea.
I agree. Well, Ricky, I just want to close this concept out for us real quick so we can move to something a little bit more fun, get a little break from all of it. So we're burnt out, we're overstimulated, and we're overwhelmed.
Facts.
You ever stop scrolling and feel hollow, not depressed, not anxious, just numb? Like you've been swimming in content that didn't feed you. It just filled time, an endless loop of clips, faces, voices, drama, ads, relatable skits. You laugh, you scroll, you forget. And then you wonder why your thoughts feel shallow, why everything's so loud but nothing sticks. It's not your fault. The internet is engineered to reward the lowest effort stimuli, the kind of content you can digest without thinking, feel without caring, consume without consequence. Reality shows, sludge, reaction videos, drama TikToks. It's all about comfortable food for the brain, and some of it's fine. Honestly, it should exist. We need breaks. We need junk food sometimes. Not everything has to be profound, but when that becomes your diet every day, all the time, you start to forget what it feels like to be actually full, not numbed, not distracted, but fed, inspired, challenged, human. And the thing is, your brain wants more. Your soul needs more. You crave depth, but you're settling for noise. So here's the advice, straight up. Let yourself unplug. Not forever, not in some dramatic, I deleted all my apps type of way, just for long enough to hear your own thoughts again. Take control of what you consume. Curate your feed like it's your mental diet. Mix fun with nourishing. Watch a dumb reality show, but also a documentary. Laugh at memes, but also read something that slows you down. Feed your mind like you care about it, because you should. Make room for silence. Go for a walk without headphones. Sit with boredom without filling it. Let your brain breathe. Boredom isn't your enemy. It's the space where real creativity, the real you, can re-enter. And stop pretending you don't care. Caring is cool again. Curiosity is power. Focus is rebellion. Balance isn't just a wellness cliche, it's survival. Because in a world constantly selling you distractions, staying grounded is an act of defiance. You don't have to go full monk. Just come back to yourself, little by little. You're allowed to want more than content. You're allowed to want meaning. You know, one of the things I was thinking about, Ricky, as we were heading down to Michigan for the Rethink Tank to win its golf outing this weekend, it was great. We do this every year, and we finally won. But when I was driving down there, I was thinking about how fortunate it is that I enjoyed Sudoku, like, growing up. And it's little puzzles like that I really do feel we need to impress upon people more.
Did you enjoy it in the bathroom?
Right. Well, I put myself on airplanes at 14 and having a Sudoku book, and you just sit there and on its surface, if you're not really familiar with Sudoku, it doesn't seem like it's a very strong tool. But it's when you're in the weeds of filling up this board and you have to think outside the box and then outside of that box. You didn't even know it was in a box. And you have to think in ways to how do you're at a standstill. It feels like there's no way to figure out the next number. And I'm not a math guy. I get how numbers turn people off, but it's hitting a hurdle and thinking of ways to get around it. Those are muscles we don't work out anymore. I got a problem. I just want a pill to fix it. And so the thing I would impress upon people is challenging yourself outside of our natural mediums. So go for a hike, get outside in the elements. Ooh, bugs. Yeah. Get uncomfortable, climb things, get sweaty, and then also work out your brain, not only in the Neuro Gym on our website, but you can also do it like word searches, puzzle games, also just challenging things with your friends. But you can't just live in the digital realm entirely.
Facts. Because when you live the digital realm reality, right? Like me, I come across like manosphere stuff and like you see those videos like the cheating videos and stuff like that. If I consume that constantly, I wouldn't be in a relationship. Because like if you consume something so much, you start having these things, thinking this is everyone's reality. You think this is just the only thing going on. So it's gonna impose itself on your own reality, own relationship at the end of the day, if that's all you're consuming. So I never sit there and just watch straight one thing. Even if you watch constantly just listening to audiobooks, you need at least a break to just let go for a little bit. You know what I mean? You can't just it's not good to just consume education, study. You still need a break. Even if it's the most positive thing, you still need a break in some. Because I hear stories of people just studying and going crazy. They just chip one day. You know what I mean? And walk out in fucking universal circle. Look how many smart people I have known that just give up because they're like, fuck, I just been studying. And they're gifted education, with school wise, they got tired of it. And I'm only speaking on one person, and they just went the other way. The most gifted person, anything you ask them, they don't know. They love information, and they just consume so much information. I feel like they read so much. Their head just chipped one day, and they went the other way. They start indulging in a little bit of this, indulging a little bit of that, until it went too far. So,
well, and that could happen to, that anybody.
Anybody. That's what I'm saying. So it's great when you're saying it's great awareness we're bringing to sludge content.
Right. Sure.
You know what I mean? People should be aware of this and be making conscious decision. All right, let me put my phone down. Let me not scroll. Even if you're literally listening to audiobooks all day, take it out. Because you guys made me take my earbud out this weekend. I never have it out. No cap. I took it out. I thought
it was wild, dude. You literally live with an earbud in your ear.
I just be chilling.
24/7.
I just be chilling.
Hey, that's something.
But you know what? You guys, no one ever had a problem. Or not even a problem. It's just been like, Ricky, come on now. Guess what? It ain't gonna happen. If I ain't using it, I ain't need it. I'm learning because I came back today, had the earbud in. I was like, I was gonna say something. Let me just take this out and just
you're
chill.
funny.
So it's just all the conscious decision, being exposed to the right things at the right time and take it in. And people are still sensitive, so don't take everything personal.
Yeah, seriously, don't take everything personally.
We're not attacking you. We're just informing you.
I am. Ricky isn't. Ricky's a nice guy. He's actually extra nice.
We're informing you.
Well, one last thing I'd like, we needed, before we get into our last point here about, I want to talk the memification of politics. But before we get into that, we need to get a little bit of a break, have some fun. when you would come and visit, we would do taste tests. We've tried different cheeseburgers. We've done seltzer taste tests across the board. So going back to like the OG podcast, one of the fun things that I'd like to do to get a little bit of a break, Ricky came, visited for the weekend, and he's hooking us up with jerk chicken. We've had plenty of beer. It's been a good time. So what better thing to taste test in today's episode than beer and chicken Pringles?
America.
I've never seen anything like this, and I'm like, Ricky,
America.
if we're going to bring back the taste test, this is perfect for today's
Only
episode.
in America.
So, all right. Just one?
Yeah, I don't have high praise. Because I think it's just regular Pringles with some chicken powder season.
Probably.
I don't know how the beer comes in. As I said,
It literally just tastes like Pringles.
Pringles with some just rub and some chicken season.
I mean, the smell kind of brings a little bit of like a chicken soup flavor.
Yeah, that's the
Smell?
powder. That's the red powder season on there.
But I get no beer.
No beer. Regular Pringles sitting on the tongue. I don't like Pringles because
Really?
they sit. If the flavor is not packed, it just sit on the tongue. Like it just lingering taste on the top of my mouth. Like I don't know.
I love this. Beer can chicken is the flavor. So I said it was beer and chicken. It's literally just beer can chicken. So it's chicken flavor. Naturally and artificially flavored. Like, oh man, why don't you admit the truth?
They should just put some dry rub on there. I don't know. Nah. They need more coating. If they had more coating, more chicken coating, it's just literally a regular Pringles with a Salt Babe. A Salt Babe season.
Seriously.
Disappointing.
For the taste test of today's episode, that really is disappointing.
But tomorrow, I will eat 6 saltine crackers.
Dude, I can't wait for the live
2
show.
minutes.
Doug is praying
Pre-show.
that on the wheel we spin and we get the cracker test.
I'm doing it just to shut up, Doug. Because I told him, it's not a problem. It's easy. You just chew and swallow. And I'll get 6 done in 2 minutes.
Will failed himself by taking too many at first.
One at a time.
And it was an absolute wreck. That's
15
his fault.
seconds for each.
That's right.
That's it.
So let's close out the episode with one last topic that kind of flows with everything else we've been discussing. On top of all of these other problems we need to be conscious of, the internet's bringing on a new phenomena that's harming our social and political world, and it's the memification of politics, where complex issues and ideologies are reduced to viral memes, catchphrases, or shitposts. This is one of the most powerful and dangerous cultural shifts in how people engage with power. So let's break it down. What is the memification of politics? It's when political discourse is flattened into entertainment, slogans, emojis, inside jokes, or TikToks that are designed to provoke, amuse, or go viral rather than inform. Think politicians turned into brands or aesthetics, e.g. Dark Brandon, Girl Boss Kamala. Activism reduced to memes with no context. Eat the rich, posted from a $1,200 iPhone. Entire ideologies mocked or boosted through snarky 10-second edits. Left versus right arguments conducted through reaction images and Wojak comics. It's politics as content, not civic engagement. Why is this dangerous? It rewards simplicity over substance. Memes don't explain policy. They flatten nuance. Real-world problems like healthcare, climate change, and policing don't fit into a 280 character zinger. One other thing that we need to be conscious of is that it polarizes instantly. Memes are built to debunk, mock, or create us versus them narratives. That kind of energy makes conversations feel like combat, not collaboration. It also distorts reality. Politicians become characters. You're not voting on policy, you're rooting for a meme. I mean, that is the entire MAGA movement. People start seeing the world in exaggerated stereotypes, e.g., all leftists are lazy, all conservatives are bigots. I literally looked at our friend. We're playing this golf outing 2 weeks ago. I looked at my friend who's always wanted his brother to date my sister. And I go, your brother doesn't have a chance. My sister literally said he's way too liberal for her.
Wow.
Because his defense mechanism was to become a male feminist, thinking that would help him with women, and it just makes my sister look at him as vile. I'm playing golf. It was a dude that came to this golf outing sitting next to me as I'm looking at my friend. I go, your brother's, my sister literally said he's too liberal for her anymore. The dude next to me, super liberal, and he goes, oh, what? So your sister likes having a guy that beats the hell out of her? And it's like, what world are you living? And he starts going on a rant about how conservatives are all bigots and they like wife beaters.
Wife beaters? That's what I was about to say. You wear wife beater, like, so you're like beating your woman? That's that same mental, that's what I mean. Extreme feminist, bro. Like, I can't, that's a whole rabbit hole. I'm not even going to start.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to start. Because as a man, you need to stand on some type of principles and morals. If you're a liberal, you want your woman out. I'm just saying, if you're one of these feminist liberals, man, your woman is going to, I feel like, walk over you. And you don't have to be conservative. But you cannot, as a man, I don't feel like you should be part of the feminist movement. The feminist movement been hijacked, been bamboozled. It was hijacked when it started by the Rockefellers, to get the women in the workforce just to minimize, like, just so they can have cheaper labor. Honestly, not that it's cheaper they're paying, but it's cheaper because the man don't have to do as much. He's not more in demand, and the woman's, not at home. But the feminist movement was hijacked from the get-go. It's not real. Women had everything they needed. I love that what women is coming back to, I want to be at home. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. I don't want to be working, because they're finding out the world ain't easy, and the secretary job can get rid of you next week for a hot new younger chick that has the same education you had, but your degree is 10 years old, and she has a newer one, and she's hotter, and they can get in. Like,
we're not hiring people based on your hotness.
I'm just saying,
I don't know what world he's living in, but that's not the world we're living in.
But that's what happens.
That is not what happens. I'm sorry. I'm not giving in on that, because that's just more feminist bull. If that,
do you think so?
Oh, that's women.
I don't even like the.
That's how women get to call themselves a victim, because your exact statement where you're like, we're only hiring on looks. It's like, that's not true. That's a fictionalized world. Sorry, I got to push back.
Okay.
There is no attorney that got hired because she's hot and then got fired because a hotter one came.
No. I don't mean not an attorney.
I just need you to know, in English, that is what you said.
Okay.
In the English-speaking world, that is what your point was.
Right. I didn't mean to generalize on everything, but in certain sense, that's what they harp on.
For strippers, probably.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they harp on. I'm not saying that's what I believe. That's what they harp on. That's what they say. Like, I'm going to get kicked out. I don't get paid as much. If women didn't get paid as much as men would have no work, because companies just hire women.
Right. If I could pay cheaper. If I could pay the quarter of the cost.
I probably didn't articulate it right, but
no, you didn't. That's why I had to say something.
But that's what I was trying to get at. Like,
what are you trying to get at exactly?
Okay. Feminist movement was hijacked from the get-go by big corporations. Go out down whatever. I'm just going to leave it at that. Go about whatever rabbit hole you want to with that. But that's what I'm going to say. Okay? The feminist movement is not about equality for women and men. It's about trampling men. That's what I feel like. Pushing down men and pushing up women. I feel like women run the world already. Like, my woman runs my world. If she says she wants something, I'm going to try my best to do it, but if it doesn't make sense, I'm gonna put my foot down and be like, babe, we shouldn't do this. And you can't just be a man, a liberal feminist. You have to have, because you will get pushed over. And it's shit I seen. That's why I'm so like, can't be a pussy, bro. Like, saying you're a male feminist is being a pussy. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's how I see it. I hope that makes more sense.
It does. I
hope I bring it back to
at least you
that
further.
makes sense.
You made your points. More clearer.
Okay.
But when we're trying to say, people are not voting on policy, they're just rooting for a meme. We're turning people into memes. Their background, their consideration. So like the examples given, all leftists are lazy, or all conservatives are bigots. It's one of those, not to get lost in feminists, but more so even just staying focused on, it's only enhancing the division because it's making us focus on lines that aren't even real. They're artificially made. But furthermore, I want to continue on how it makes people cynical and apathetic. If politics is just memes and jokes, why take it seriously? This term, irony poisoning, is real. People hide behind sarcasm to avoid real action or accountability. It also opens the door to manipulation with bad actors, bots, and propaganda farms who love memes because they're fast, emotional, and easy to spread. So misinformation in a meme gets more engagement than the truth in a paragraph.
Agreed.
So that's the closing out all of that. The biggest problem is that you're getting your information, your politics, your truth about the world through a meme, which only makes us more vulnerable and dumb.
Which is like a clickbait, pretty much. You see the meme, there's no context, nothing to it, you run with it. Understood. Just want to say this. I believe women should have all equal rights as everyone. Smart. I'm not saying y'all should not have
move. You don't want to hire
rights.
People versus being over being pretty and the prettier one coming.
It's not that. It's just how I literally see the world as they took the feminist movement and just hijacked it. Today, all right, let's speak about it now. Women is always right. That's a feminist propaganda. I hate that.
They never lie. True. Put them in jail.
I hate that. That's where I was trying to get at, but I went to Egypt instead of coming back to America. My bad.
So I'm eating these chips while we're going.
You're like?
They're great. I mean, they're just literally plain Pringles. Straight up plain Pringles. But then the question begs, how do we go about fixing something like this? The memification of politics, which is really important. We need to treat memes as a starting point, not the whole conversation. A meme can spark interest, but don't just stop there. Look deeper, ask questions, seek context. Nice. Platform accountability encourages platforms to flag misleading political content and not just violent or offensive material. Algorithms shouldn't prioritize outrage for profit. We also need to rebuild political literacy. Schools and communities need to teach not just civics, but digital literacy. Can you spot propaganda? Do you know who funds what? Can you decode irony versus belief? And then also we need to demand more from creators and influencers. Hold popular accounts accountable when they spread harmful or oversimplified messages. Celebrate creators who blend memes with substance, who can be funny and informed. Use humor wisely. Humor can open doors. Memes can humanize issues. But if you use them, be intentional. Are you spreading insight or just dunking on someone to farm likes? And my final thought on all of this is that the memification of politics reflects our culture's exhaustion with institutions, with media, with each other. But if we reduce everything to jokes, we risk laughing our way into disaster. Humor is a tool. Memes are a language. But if we want real change, we don't want to go beyond punchlines. We need to bring back depth without losing our voice. We need to be informed, not just entertained. And we need to remember, politics isn't content, it's your future. So do you have any closing thoughts on kind of the future of our memification?
Content, politics is our future. Well, that's what they said.
Yeah.
Politics is okay. But
Well, because
We get good
politics is
content out of
becoming
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's sad because
All
politics is becoming the WWE and not
What?
the consideration of your children's future.
Okay, I'm not even gonna ask when did you think this start because that's a whole nother rabbit hole. That's a whole. But yes, what I would agree with all this is don't just see a headline and run with it. No matter what face is on it, it could be like the picture right here, Chip watching over the world. Don't just see that and actually think a chip is watching over the world or all left this.
There's a monkey behind me for those listening to us.
Chimp. Chimp. Oh.
Yeah, I hear you. Dude, a chip is what I'm eating out of this Pringles box.
A chimp. I hear
you. They don't hear you.
Hello.
They might think Pringles are still over my shoulder. I needed to tell them.
Right. But actually go look and see why it says that and not, just the headlines, which we all have been told. So clickbait is moving from just words to add into pictures, which is a meme. So okay. When I was out of high school, I didn't have I had a flip phone. So these meme cultures and stuff, I got skipped over for like 3 years. I got skipped over. So I never really understood it. I'm getting into it now because Nalette will say something and I'll reply with, I literally typing my thoughts into Griff and something will pop. That's a meme.
Yeah.
And I'm getting into it. But I would never see just a picture of a meme and it's just words and run with it. And I don't know how we got to that point where people are running with that. Because anyone can edit. Like from Photoshop days, we used to just Photoshop crap with just anything on it. So you shouldn't be putting much substance in it if there's not an article or something attached to it. Yeah, that's my land plane.
Safe landing. We're here. Yeah. We're here. We outside.
We made it.
Ricky, I appreciate you giving me your time because, getting to have a more intimate breakdown in the podcast is unique. We get to enjoy your presence on our live show. Couldn't be more excited to have you in the studio for this upcoming live show. When this comes out, it will have been just released that week. So I'm excited. I appreciate you giving us your time. Tell everybody about Just Another Day TV and where they can find you.
Just Another TV anywhere and ever other than your mama's underwear.
Woo! So with that being said, guys, we appreciate you giving us your time. If we made you laugh, if we made you think, the best thing you could do to support this show is share this link. If you liked it, then someone else will too, so be sure to spread it around, but be sure also to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the future content coming your way. We do reaction shows and other channels. So if you're looking for one central place where you can find everything, it's at the Neuro Gym on our website at www.rethinktankpodcast.com. Become a member of the Neuro Gym for free, and the incentive being our unrated episode for the Rethink Actions, our Sunday show, is up there now, and it's an exclusive for members only. You can become a member for free, and it's a way for us to kind of keep the more risque and hilarious episodes outside of the algorithms where it can negatively impact us, but still accessible to you, the viewer that we truly care about. So be sure to head on over there so we can catch you next time. But otherwise, guys, we appreciate you giving us your time, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace. Yeah, you look like you need to go bad. It's the more square one.